I want to be the first to congratulate the Vancouver Canucks on getting David Kemp to a very reasonable $1.1 million. I was telling people that he was definitely interested, or he had a lot of interest around the NHL for sure. It's just that he was just getting paid too much. People didn't like him at $2.4 million, and I completely understand. And hey, listen, it's going to help the Vancouver Canucks. This video isn't going to obviously be about David Kemp, but I'm telling you, that's a strong move for them. He's a decent defensive checking center, and it's going to make a difference. How much we're talking about a bottom six center is quite interesting, but that just goes to show you how desperate teams are for centers. But we have another really interesting rumor to talk about today. But welcome back to Pixel Plus Hockey. If you can make sure to hit that subscribe button, it would be so greatly appreciated. And thank you so much to those that are already supporting me as well. It is very humbling. Now, the Nashville Predators, of all teams, they are having a pretty tough season. 6-10-4. They are not playing very well. And we know that, in my opinion, they have one of the best centers that are available in Ryan O'Reilly. So if we look at the centers that are currently available, we got, Steven Stamkos, not a chance. Nazem Kadri, not bad. Ryan O'Reilly, okay. Jordan Kyrou is available, but he's a winger. And then you look at Ryan O'Reilly. I personally believe, I really actually like Ryan O'Reilly a lot. Such an interesting player with his development from junior to the NHL. I never thought he was going to be a big scorer in the NHL, but he has been really consistent, an excellent two-way player. I mean, no wonder this guy's a Stanley Cup champion. He's that good. And this is a player that I have advocated for. You should definitely go after this player. He is the best center. If the Vancouver Canucks were able to get him, that would be a game changer. And we have some new information surrounding that. And here we have the quote from NHL Rumour Report, Cam Robinson regarding the Canucks. They were poking around Ryan O'Reilly. From what I was told, he's not super interested. I think he's looking, if he's going to move, to go to a very legitimate contender, close quote. Now, here's the thing. That doesn't mean he can't get traded. Let's not forget that I don't believe that Ryan O'Reilly has any trade protection. Now, here's the thing. We were told by the Nashville Predators management that they are going to treat him like he has a no-trade clause, but don't worry about that because he doesn't, and anything can happen. A lot of people might say, whatever, don't worry about this. I disagree. He actually played for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I'm telling you, when he played for the Leafs, he didn't want to be there, okay? He definitely didn't want to be here. The Leafs obsessively tried to re-sign him, and it's very understandable. He is quite good, but don't look at this as not an important rumor. This is very, very important because I think it absolutely happened. Not only that, but I'm going to put it up on the screen right now. Ryan O'Reilly's cap hit is only $4.5 million, and he has this year and then next year remaining. This is very, very reasonable. He is 34, but he's shown a lot of consistency. Every single year, he's going to get you between 50 to 60 points. An excellent centerman. Now, the problem is when he was in Toronto, he definitely did not want to re-sign there at all. Now, there's a lot of rumors going around when he was playing in Toronto. Was it because he didn't like Keefe? Was it because he didn't like the core? Was it because he's not interested in a Canadian market? I think honestly he's just not that interested in a Canadian market, but that doesn't mean he couldn't get traded because he played for the Leafs and then he was an UFA and then he went and signed with Nashville. But man, Nashville is awful. And here's the thing, unless you think the Canucks are going to go full-on rebuild, which they could, there's also rumors that they're kind of murmuring about a rebuild in Vancouver. I don't know, maybe they should, maybe they shouldn't. Right now, they have a David Kemp as their second-line center. I think he's going to be playing a lot of minutes, David Kemp. I think he's going to be getting 17 minutes because they are in tatters in their center position. Question of the video, what exactly do you believe is going to happen here? Do you think they're going to go after him, Nazem Kadri? Do you think that they're just going to enter rebuild? Because I wanted to talk more about that. Because I wanted to mention an article that I was reading about the Vancouver Canucks and go over it. Here we have the article, Sunday Overreactions, Canucks Rebuild Long Overdue. Close quote. I wanted to talk about the title for a bit. There might actually be a point here from Mike Amato, okay? Because you might actually just have to break this down a bit. That doesn't mean you need to get rid of every single player. It just means you need to shift gears into we're keeping picks, we're not expecting to make the playoffs, we're unloading players to get draft picks for next year. Here's the thing, Canucks fans. You can rebuild quite quickly in the NHL if you hit on some picks. The Vancouver Canucks need to go into the draft, hit on some picks, maybe not be that great. You can still be mildly competitive. And then just, maybe you can get a star player that can really put your team over the top, right? There are tons of great players that are selected, 10th or 11th or 15th overall or whatever. I mean, Mikko Rantanen, he was drafted I don't think he was even drafted in the top 5. I think he was like 10th or 11th or something overall, and he has turned out to be a superstar. That's what you have to do. The Canucks have to focus on drafting and developing, and hey, if you make the playoffs, whatever. I think when it comes to the Vancouver Canucks, they need to shift their line of thinking at this point. And here we have a really good quote that I like. Quote, "A rebuild would likely bring at least a few years of pain, though the reward could be worthwhile. There are examples left and right this season of how good things can be when you come out on the other side. Macklin Celebrini, Connor Bedard, Leo Carlson, God Carlson is so good, look like future faces of the league, and their respective teams are turning things around rapidly. Those three should be enough evidence for any team who's not a lock for the playoffs to seriously consider selling," close quote. So here's the thing. This is why I mentioned what I was saying before, is that I'm telling you right now, all you need is that you need to hit on like 1 or 2 players, okay? That's what you need. Even if you look at the Leafs of past, I know the Leafs aren't very good right now, but the Leafs of the past, the reason that they were so good for a while, and they were good, they didn't get it together in the playoffs, but they were really good, is because they just hit on a couple of picks, right? They just absolutely smoked a couple of picks with Mitch Marner. Nylander was a great pick. I think it was 8th overall, and then Matthews was a no-brainer, but they actually hit on a couple of picks, and they were able to be a pretty competitive team for a long time. Now, hopefully the Canucks can have more success in the playoffs than the Toronto Maple Leafs, but this is a really good point. Like, maybe it actually makes sense for them to start a rebuild. And I don't mean a rebuild in the way that you have to completely bust your roster. You don't have to completely destroy your roster, right? You could just sit Quinn Hughes down and say, listen, we don't think you're going to resign, so why don't you just talk to us? Not only that, but if you could manage to trade Quinn Hughes, you could really transform this rebuild and have it move up like at least a year. So let's say you're planning on a 3 or 4 year rebuild of the team. You could move it up by a year or year and a half by just getting a lot of assets for Quinn Hughes. Like, man, if you trade Quinn Hughes, you could get a lot for him. Now, that's a complex situation, though, because I don't know if Quinn Hughes will want to be traded. It's a complex situation. But I just wanted to talk about this because I think that the Vancouver Canucks rebuilding is kind of in their best interest right now, in my opinion. But it doesn't have to be that painful of a rebuild. That's my ultimate opinion. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave this video here. If you could make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it, guys. And make sure to have a great day. Goodbye, guys.